being here. Here, all of us are gathered here to experience the launch of Eveready Ultima. With a legacy of over 100 years, Eveready as a company has been striving towards improving the quality of life by continuously working on cutting-edge technology and improving other aspects so that we can improve together as a quality of life. Ma'am, if we can begin with. Okay. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to our esteemed guests here. Mr. Subhamay Shan Saha, Managing Director, Eveready India Limited. Mr. Animal Banerjee, Senior Vice President, SBO Head, Batteries and Flashlight for the company. And Mr. Sukesh Nayak, CCO, Eveready India. Now I will invite Mr. Saha to address all of us. Please come.
Thank you. Hey, good afternoon. So, many of you I know over the years, and some of you are meeting for the first time. But let me tell you, it is my personal privilege to have this opportunity to interact with you today. We are assembled here for an event, and it is a very proud moment for us. But I'll come to the specifics of the event momentarily. Before that, let me try to set a context by giving a brief introduction to our company. As you know, our businesses rest on three verticals: the core category of batteries, lighting products, and flashlights. We are presently, on the basis of these three verticals, embarked on a journey of growth. Last year, we did manage to record, I would say, a reasonably significant high growth, and it is our ambition to maintain that pace of growth, if not exceed it, as we go forward. Now, these three businesses that we run, these three verticals that we run, they based on three principles, and I will just take you briefly through those principles or the pillars. First is, of course, our distribution. And these three principles or pillars, they are all connected to consumers. The first principle that I would like to speak about is distribution. Eveready products are available in more than 4 million outlets in the country, which literally means that as a consumer walks into a store to buy a battery or a flashlight or a lamp, there is an offering from Eveready in that store. That gives us tremendous heft in the market. The next one is brand, which we love. This brand is an icon in itself and has been around for more than a century. But generation after generation, whosoever were the custodians of the brand, they gave this brand modern, contemporary, lively, and with a promise for infinite possibilities and empowerment. In some of our segments, the brand is synonymous with the segment itself. So when people go to a store, they don't ask for batteries, they ask for, give me a couple of Eveready. The brand has a top of the mind recall of more than 65%, which is something very unique in the world of brands. And that translates to a market share of more than 53% in our core category of batteries. So, we engage with our consumers, with our brand, and that is what we intend to do, keep doing as we go forward. The third principle or the pillar is our skill set to innovate. We believe that we need to give products which our consumers require, and we also intend to delight our consumers with our products. So today's event is linked to this last pillar of product innovation. My colleague Anirban will be speaking more in details about this, but in a nutshell, we are bringing to the market a battery which is the most powerful, the strongest ever from our speaker. So without any further words on this, I would hand over the proceedings to Anirban, who would take you through the this journey on what we propose to do with our new product. And I would also request Sukesh, who's our partner in providing creative inputs, also to pitch in as we go along. Once we are through with our presentations, we would be more than happy to take on your questions. It can be anything except for financials. We are coming to the end of the quarter, so we are in our silent period. We cannot answer any question related to financials, but anything else, please feel free. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mohan. Thank you all for coming, and good afternoon. I see a pretty packed house out here, and for us, obviously, it is a milestone. It's been a couple of years since we've appeared on a conference here, and very quickly, I will take you through a short journey in terms of what we are launching and why. And at the end of that, I probably request Sukesh to come in and with his thoughts on why the creative rendition, what you see around you in the pictures, etc. How did that come to life and what are his thoughts on that? So with that, let me deep dive. So think batteries, think Eveready. As Prashant had said, pretty synonymous. Undoubted number one, we hold more than 50% market share consistently over the last couple of years and growing. To be precise, it will be in the range of 53% and above, and thus touching millions and millions of households, as Shubhamay rightly said. That you get soaps, you get shampoos, and you get batteries in probably most households in India. And if you do, roughly about 5.5 out of every 10 batteries in the households will belong to Eveready. Short check on the history. A long history can't be taken into a slide. Simply have had associations with the famous tag called Give Me Red, erstwhile brand ambassadors, and now again 2023 we are talking about another milestone, especially in the battery business, which we are calling it Ultima from the house of Eveready. So I'll tell you about it very shortly. I'm sure a lot of you heard it again and again and again and again over the past 2 or 3 decades. That is something that symbolizes, is almost synonymous with the brand, and has been an expression of energy, freedom, youthfulness, or almost to the extent that it was cultish. And that is something that we've taken from the heritage, and we would take it forward as well. right? But there are certain things that we found that we should make a change as we go ahead. And one of them is the iconic logo unit of Eveready, which always came in the lips. You would have seen it for the last 2 or 3 decades, etc., through and through. And the need to make the change because the consumer should find it to be more relevant, should find it to be more contemporary, more charge, more possibilities, and thus we did a transformation, right? And which is what you were seeing, and it has been there over the last 1 month now. So we moved, our entire corporate logo moved from the encapsulated ellipse to a more circular, infinite possibility kind of a design. Calling out the fact that from an everyday standpoint, given the kind of power it is connected to, possibilities are just about infinite. So that is a transformation that you will now see appearing across all our TVCs, all kinds of campaigns, etc., symbolizing the new, stronger, many possibilities from the house of Eveready. A quick peek into the battery market. It's a growing market, and what you see very evidently, as I said in my first slide itself, that we at Eveready are at a very dominant position in the battery market. There are other dominant players as well, but for us, and thanks to all the consumers who have their faith and trust, and given the performance of our grand old red batteries decade after decade, our market shares are definitely more than 50% of the market. It's not only the share, these are some numbers that you see. This is about recall. So if you were to ask a consumer that what brand of batteries do you use, highly likely that 4 or 5 out of 10 people will spontaneously tell you that I use an Eveready battery. In the battery business, unlike many other FMCGs, it requires various kinds of other macroeconomics factors to be able to move ahead. Battery is something that you put into devices, and as devices grow, batteries will grow. So 3 important things that impact the growth of batteries and thus the growth of battery markets, etc. One would be proliferation of devices. Other one, where India is very well poised, is the demographics of a country. If you have lots of people who are young, and you have lots of young parents who use lots of toys and lots of new gadgets, the need for smarter, better batteries is automatic. If you have a generation of older people, the need for medical devices is also equally important. And all these devices require batteries. The better the batteries, the stronger the device works, and that is how the loop keeps getting repeated again and again. And of course, there are force majors, natural disasters, etc., which propel the need for a lot of portable energy. and that's where battery is coming. So these are three major factors which kind of influence the trigger and the growth and the consumption of batteries across the world, even in India. And what you see is that for decades, whether it's a flashlight or whether it is used to be a transistor earlier, or whether it's a clock, or whether it's a simple, TV remote, all of them were the primary drivers for batteries. In the new age, over the last couple of years, and the way we see for the decade to come, there is a rise in the kind of devices that are being adopted by possibly younger and older people in India. And given the fact that India is a very, very rapid growing economy, the adoption of, let's say, smart remotes, fire sticks, wireless mouses, battery operated toys, blood pressure machines are pretty much on the rise. That any day called for smarter, stronger batteries so that there is a certain value proposition to it. What you see in front of you is the kind of devices that I mentioned. And these devices, especially when you look at the penetration of these devices within, let's say, the segments of, within stronger battery segments, etc., you would find that toys, flashlights, trimmers, gaming consoles, wireless mouses are the ones which absorb majority amounts of stronger and more expensive batteries. And thus is the context that why did we need an Ultima? What is Ultima? That, my friends, is Ultima. In short, stronger, high performance, enhanced capability batteries. So you have two genres, you have the Ultima and you have the Ultima Pro. 400% and 800% longer lasting. It's not only that, it comes with various kinds of it comes with various salient features. So it has an anti-leak technology. So I'll rewind for a minute. Why do you need them? When you have high drain devices, and that is something the consumers will slowly start appreciating and segmenting batteries, that when you have high drain devices, as I mentioned a couple of them, and if you were to buy regular batteries, you will need to be at the shop almost every week. Or you will have to buy batteries by the kilo. And thus, Ultima comes in with much stronger, enhanced performances, so that for these high drain devices, which often tend to be pretty expensive, these batteries are not only longer lasting, they're longer lasting, ensuring the same performance that it did when you put the new battery into the device. It also comes with specific anti-leak technologies, because often you will see that you have batteries and you've kept it for months together into the device, and there's a chance that the battery probably leaks and causes a damage to the device. These new ones are smarter. Enhanced performance, yes, but comes with anti-leak protections to ensure that your favorite, your precious devices, which consume a lot of batteries, are not damaged. So that's the two main structures on which these are placed, and that's why we say that from our house, this would be the most powerful batteries to have been put up into the market. Two types, there is 22 bucks and there is 45 bucks batteries, the 400% stronger and the 800% stronger. Lots of consumer testings, lots of blind product checks have happened. Blind product is a product where we put the Eveready batteries in the blind, we put competitor batteries in the blind, and we found out that across many of these devices, the Ultima range of batteries seems to be very, very superior. Also consumer tested for its look, feel, appeal, design. That's some of the verbatins that we've got: good color, battery design, Ultima, etc. Generally giving us the confidence that consumers have really appreciated and liked the product, not only for its look and feel, but also for its enhanced performance. Now, one very critical thing before I pull in Sukesh onto the stand, what are we targeting? I've already mentioned that high-grade devices are the ones that require smarter, bigger, enhanced capability batteries. And amongst that, toys is a very, very high-grade device, especially if it's a battery-operated toy. And the penetration of toys in the country is higher than some of the high-grade devices. You often see that parents would typically want their kids to be off screen time. A lot of kids would typically tend to be engaged with whether it's the mobile phone or the large television, and parents with kids typically hate it. And thus, sometimes, other than the rigorous school and the classwork that happens, it's often good to play. You play outdoor, but you can do it for a certain time, but you also play indoor. And the entire thought is that when you play indoor, you potentially also get to learn a lot of things. But I'll let Sukesh take that part. It's been our effort to adopt these Ultima batteries and target parents with kids in a very, very different way than the way you earlier seen Eveready to have done its communication. At this point, I'll probably call it Sukesh. All yours.
Good afternoon, everybody. So nice to be here with this team, and a lot of people who will be sitting behind. A large number of people have worked on this, and I'm just speaking on their behalf. So it's an honor for us to be here with you. I think this whole thing started with I have two children, and I know how many batteries I buy, and I buy lots of batteries because they really consume a lot of batteries for the things that they play. But if you really look beyond that, and the question we always ask ourselves is, and what really comes out of playing? And that's where we felt that when we have the most powerful battery to launch and to take it to the country out here as India's leading battery, number one battery maker in the country, what could we own? What could we build as a platform? And I think we took a very interesting take on something which is not really looked upon so nicely in our country, which is, can playing be learning? क्या खेलना कुछ सिखाती है हमें, कुछ सीख सकते हैं खेलने से? I think that's where the journey started. And as a parent again, I'm not as a creative person. When I look at my children, for example, I have a son and a daughter, and I see what happens at home when they play. so many things they learn, and so many things that they learn which are lifelong lessons. For example, sharing. For example, caring. To be empathetic, to be responsible, to take care of something. These are all lifelong lessons. And we thought that if a powerful battery can really make the play last longer, can we own this entire proposition of when the toys last because of the battery that's long lasting, can we learn? Can our children learn something from it? Can our children actually learn lifelong skills and beautiful emotions that are actually very powerful, very very empowering? And that's where we came to this entire proposition that we have built for this for Eveready Ultima, which is scaling it or seeking it. And I will just play two videos for you that I feel bring this to life. And I hope you all like it, and I hope you all resonate with what you probably have seen at home and around you with children when they are playing with toys and what it can teach them. So here we go.
ये सिर्फ कार नहीं, ये दूसरों का ख्याल है। ये बराबरी है, ये प्यार भी है। ये सिर्फ कार नहीं, उससे कहीं बढ़कर है। टॉयज बच्चों को बहुत कुछ सिखाते हैं, इसीलिए इनकी बैटरी चलती रहनी चाहिए। एवररेडी की नई अल्टिमा बैटरी, टॉयज को भी 400% लॉन्गर लास्टिंग पावर। एवररेडी अल्टिमा, खेलेंगे तो सीखेंगे।
We have one more. Okay.
ये सिर्फ वीडियो गेम नहीं, ये रियल गेम है। ये नई दोस्ती है, ये हारने पे जीतने की उम्मीद है। ये सिर्फ वीडियो गेम नहीं, उससे कहीं बढ़कर है। और इस बच्चों को बहुत कुछ सिखाते हैं, इसीलिए इनकी बैटरी चलती रहनी चाहिए। एवररेडी की नई अल्टिमा बैटरी, टॉयज को भी 400% लॉन्गर लास्टिंग पावर। एवररेडी अल्टिमा, खेलेंगे तो सीखेंगे।
Would you like to see one more time?
ये सिर्फ कार नहीं, ये दूसरों का ख्याल है। ये बराबरी है, ये प्यार भी है। ये सिर्फ कार नहीं, उससे कहीं बढ़कर है। टॉयज बच्चों को बहुत कुछ सिखाते हैं, इसीलिए इनकी बैटरी चलती रहनी चाहिए। एवररेडी की नई अल्टिमा बैटरी, टॉयज को भी 400% लॉन्गर लास्टिंग पावर। एवररेडी अल्टिमा, खेलेंगे तो सीखेंगे। ये सिर्फ वीडियो गेम नहीं, ये रियल गेम है। ये नई दोस्ती है, ये हारने पे जीतने की उम्मीद है। ये सिर्फ वीडियो गेम नहीं, उससे कहीं बढ़कर है। और इस बच्चों को बहुत कुछ सिखाते हैं, इसीलिए इनकी बैटरी चलती रहनी चाहिए। एवररेडी की नई अल्टिमा बैटरी, टॉयज को भी 400% लॉन्गर लास्टिंग पावर। एवररेडी अल्टिमा, खेलेंगे तो सीखेंगे।
Folks, I hope many of you have seen these moments in your house. I hope you have seen them around. So it's inspired by our lives. This whole platform is inspired by all our homes across India. And and we fully hope that this platform enables and empowers children to learn so many things when they play. So playing can be learning, and playing can be actually very lifelong learning. And that's what we're building, and that's why we must provide batteries that last long, so that the toys never stop and continue to run. What we will do also is, this campaign will be, multiple things will happen beyond TVC, of course. We'll have a lot of AMP will happen through, outdoor, print and digital. Because some of the things you've already seen, I saw it in the way here, already in the city. And, yeah, thank you so much.